It's impressive because Philly, I think, besides Boston, maybe is and it's I think a 1-for-1 in terms of how y'all hate and how often you hate shit. But Philly is real good at hating people. But the new type of hate that you all have discovered for Ben Simmons is, I think, a masterful sort of evolution.
It's bringing the city together, bro. it's bringing the city together. We hanging out with the Proud Boys. That was when we all hate Ben Simmons together, bro.
Just dapping each other up like, man, fuck Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
Yep. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another phenomenal episode of My Mama Told Me, the podcast where we dive deep into the pockets of Black conspiracy theories, and we finally work to prove that the music industry is intentionally drugging rappers with the name Little in their title so that they stay small forever. Do you think that Little Bow Wow, Lil Wayne, Lil Zane, all these people happened coincidentally? Hell no. Lil Zane planned to be 6'5", but those goddamn super producers got in his Cavassier and they turned that motherfucker into a tiny little 4'7" petite bitch. It's a goddamn shame what's happening to these rappers, and we've got to put a stop to it. I am your host, Langston Kerman, as always, coming in the way I come in, hot, baby. It's every single goddamn time. This is the way I behave, and I am excited today because my guest, my God, he comes in hot too. Listen, the man is funny. He always comes in hot. He doesn't know how to use technology, so you know he's going to say some wild shit. He's not even aware of the rules of the internet. This boy is so wild, but he's hilarious. You know him from That Damn Michael Che. You know him from Insecure. You know him from Pause with Sam J. So many amazing, fun shows, and he's always hysterical. Please give it up for my guest, Mr. Reggie Conquest.
Yeah. What up, man? What's going on?
What up, dog? How you living?
Chilling. I know how to use the internet as far as downloading and pressing like play or snap. I'm still learning how to do reels, man. I don't know how to do that shit.
I'll be honest, I have not ventured into any of the reels, the TikToks, none of that shit.
I downloaded TikTok one time. It was on it for an hour and I got rid of it. And I'm like, this is way too much.
Yeah, it's a scary transition, I think. Like, you really have to be down to commit to that shit, and I can't be the one. You know what I mean? I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna after I do a video and then realize I have to do it a second time, I feel like an asshole, and then I just give up.
Yeah, yo, Snaps is the shit. I think the best thing on the social media right now is IG Snaps.
Yes,
like that's my favorite thing to use.
Just go out.
I could get off Instagram. Yeah, I could get off Instagram if it wasn't for Snaps. I love the Snaps.
Oh, you would completely walk away if it was only posting photos, you would be like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, photos I'm done posting. I'll post them every now and then, but the snaps are my shit.
Yeah. I got to get back. I got to snap more. I'll snap occasionally and it's fun, but I got to get, you're a heavy hitter in the snap game. I got to get up to your level.
I love the snaps, dog. At first I wasn't, but now I'm like, all right, let me just, do the snaps. Yeah.
All right. Well, we don't have any more time to talk about social media shenanigans because you came today with a conspiracy theory that I know I heard endlessly growing up, and I can't wait to talk to you about. You said, my mama told me
eating pussy makes your beard grow.
Yes, that's a myth. That's a conspiracy I've heard all through even now. You know how crazy that was to type to your producer? Like, I was like, yo, I don't even know how to say this. Like, I was like, how do you, and that's the first thing that came to mind because, as you know, I've been trying to grow a beard for a long time.
Sure.
I've been trying to be a
A
beard
true
guy, but
Philly nigga. Because that's I feel
yeah,
like that is quintessential Philly, is to grow a thick, heavy
yeah,
beard.
yeah, and that's in. But I got patches, and every
Sure.
time I post my beard, I get messages. You gotta eat pussy. You gotta eat pussy. You're not eating enough ass. It's the same shit every time. Or some girl like, I'll help you grow a beard. Like, what are you?
Yeah.
You're just trying to get your pussy ate. I'm not
Right.
just going around eating pussy. No, it's been around for years, and we need to dead it. Dead it. I literally heard that when I was a kid and thought that I had to eat pussy to get a mustache or a face.
Yeah.
Young and old say the same shit.
Yeah. Well, it's a wild thing if we can track it backwards to what you're talking about right now. It's a wild thing, the age at which this conversation is introduced. Do you know what I mean? That like, I was like 12, 13 when the first person was like, hey man, if you want a mustache, this is what you got to do. And it's like, I'm 12. I don't want a mustache. And if I do want one, it don't matter. Nobody's just like taking me as like a big man. Like I'm a fucking kid.
Yeah. It's like, when I remember hearing it when I first started to grow like some peach fuzz. And from old dudes like, look at the young boy, you out there eat pussy. Like just some old dude, like one of my dad's friends, even my dad would be on it. Like they'll do that. My dad go, yeah, act like a dad. I wasn't eating pussy at all. That wasn't even in my mind.
Sure.
Bruh,
it's also, I think, to that same point, when I was thinking about sex, it wasn't the first version of sex that I was interested in or even considering. Like eating pussy, I had to earn that. I had to fuck a couple women before I fully felt like, oh, okay, I could try some other shit. I was still figuring out how to like get it in and keep it alive long enough to do it.
I was a fat nigga, like growing up, fat kid, fat nigga. So I started out eating pussy, just
whoa,
just like,
whoa, hold on, wait a goddamn minute.
Yeah.
You're telling me the first thing you did was eat pussy?
Yeah, I had to eat pussy to get pussy.
Whoa,
I was that fat kid. I was that fat nigga. Dog, in 10th grade, I remember I was eating this senior out who was supposed to be tutoring me. I lost my virginity in 10th grade, right? Took me a while. But I was eating this girl out who was supposed to be tutoring me. She was a senior, and I was just eating her out. Like, that was my first.
Whoa, dog.
And then later on, I lost my virginity to her, but for like a year straight, she was supposed to be tutoring me, and she was, but like I was eating her out.
She was.
And she was dope. Like she was, I at the time I'm in 10th grade. I'm like, I thought I was cool. And I'm like, my friend's like, yeah, y'all fucking? I'm like, yeah, but I didn't penetrate.
You weren't fucking at all.
I wasn't fucking at all.
You were just pleasuring her and then tucking your penis in your belt.
Dog, and I thought I was cool as shit because she was bad. She was a senior. And I was just like this fat nigga. But I didn't even...
I'm gonna be real with you. I can't tell if that's the story of a hero or a psychopath for the first thing you do sexually to be eating pussy.
The first thing, like, and that, growing up seeing porn, and that's what they did. So I'm like, all right, bet.
Yeah. Nobody's ever gonna accuse you of not loving women, man. Because, and I want to clarify some of this because I'm sure I'm going to get pushback from a bunch of people. It's not the question of whether or not eating pussy is a good thing. It's a lovely thing that I enjoy quite a bit. But Absolutely. As a young man, it is not something that we are trained to feel comfortable with. We're not encouraged to do it. It's a thing that we associate with facial hair, but it also is a thing that we're shamed for if we do too early or too frivolously, all that.
Oh,
shit.
Yeah, that was a thing. Like eating pussy in high school you was shamed.
Yes.
Like you was definitely shamed. So I didn't tell my friends that I was eating her pussy.
Right.
And so I just be like, yeah, we fucking, but I absolutely was. And she taught me, she would go like this, like this, like this. And
damn.
I did that for a while, and then we like had sex. Like we had sex twice, and then that was like how I lost my virginity.
Whoa! So after the sex, she bailed on you. She left you after that.
After like we had sex the second time, because this was off into the summer graduation or whatever. School.
Okay, so she had other shit going on.
Yeah, she had other shit, and I was barely making it into 11th grade
because the tutoring wasn't helping.
Yeah, the tutoring wasn't helping. So, she eventually moved on, but she definitely gave me some pussy after that. Because I was eating her out almost every time we had a session. You know what I mean?
God damn.
And I wanted to. I was like, oh, this is good. My friends think I'm fucking this fine senior, and, I'm good.
Yeah. And you're not like you're getting some sexual activity.
Dude,
it's just not what your friends think it is.
Yeah, it took me a while to even admit this. Like, I told my friends later, like, I wasn't fucking. They were like, what? You fucking... I didn't admit that until I was like 30. You know what I mean?
God damn. This is intense.
So all that time I was hearing that theory, and I wasn't growing facial hair. I just always heard it.
Yeah. So at that point, as you are fully eating pussy at 15 and attempting to not only pleasure an older woman, but also grow some facial hair, it's not working. Do you then dismiss the theory? Are you then like, this is bullshit, I don't believe it, I'm over it?
No, I started to, even hearing it in middle school, and I started to believe it because in my 10th grade, I started to have a mustache. So when I was eating pussy, I was proud of it. Like, yeah, it works. It's at that time, I'm like, it's true. Like, I got like mustache, bro. Like, you can't.
Yeah.
Then my goatee started to grow in. I was always a goatee guy, so I'm like, yeah, this shit it's efficient. You know what I mean?
Right. So you were growing that Morris chestnut, and you were like, yeah, I got it. I'm doing it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Damn. Okay. And at any point, I guess, and this is always where I feel curious about this. At any point, did anyone come into your life and try to overrule this argument? Because I feel like I distinctly remember being in health class and this dude, Walter, asking our health teacher if this was true, if eating pussy meant that you could grow facial hair. And I think I remember our health teacher either kicking him out of class or telling us that it's hormones, that our hormones are the thing that make us grow facial hair, and eating pussy had nothing to do with it. She might have done both. She might have dismissed it and also kicked Walter out of class.
She kicked him out for that. I would have been all ears for that answer.
Sure, but I think it was probably the way he asked that didn't sit right in her spirit. It wasn't the question as much of a nigga being like, "Hey, but what about eating pussy though?" And then it's
that probably killed in the classroom too. It probably was so worth getting kicked out for.
Listen, I don't remember his name on accident. That was the funniest motherfucker I ever met at that point in my life. So Yeah, I'm curious, did anybody come into your life and try to dismiss this theory?
I've never heard a dismissal of it. Like, I've never heard that's not true. I've never heard, like, grown women are saying this today when I complain about my patches.
Right.
Like, I'm getting messages from chicks that want to get their pussy ate, obviously, I guess. I don't know. But it's like a flirty thing to go, I could help you, or you're not doing it right. You know what I mean? Or even I get those messages, or even some guys would be like, yo, you gotta eat some pussy, bro. And this is well into our 30s, and it's still this myth, bro. Like, it's crazy.
Now, see, that you ain't doing it right I'm gonna hold on.
So that's how they get
That's how they get you, because that's a long scam that a woman is pulling where she goes, look, hey, I know you've been doing it already, but I could teach you a secret that otherwise, you ain't doing. And the reality is, if you've been eating pussy since 15, you've done all the things.
Yeah. It's just at that point, you trying to take advantage of me right now. Like, you ain't doing it right. It's bullshit. Because then I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll show you. I bet you I will.
Like, no, I think I'm doing it just fine, ma'am. I think whatever's happening in my body won't allow this to happen the way that I would like it to.
Bro, That's so funny.
Nothing in your magic puss is gonna like transform my facial hair into, a freeway
or
beard.
you ain't doing it right. I'll help you. All that shit. All that. Can you imagine if it was reversed? Like,
sure.
and I just take it. I go, all right. Like I like it and keep it moving. But if it was reversed, if I said that to a woman, like you got to suck more dick. It's like, what?
Well, I will say, in defense of women, there is that stereotype, and we had an episode about this in the past with Sashir about fucking making you get a bigger butt. That like if
damn, I forgot about that.
If you smash, you get a bigger booty.
That is the lady equivalent to that. Like,
I think so. I think that's the one for sure.
Oh shit! Damn, I forgot about that one.
Now, I think if we were smarter, what we would have said was like, "Hey, if you suck my dick, it'll make your mustache go away." Like, you know how you growing facial. You gotta suck my dick to make that mustache disappear.
I don't know a lot of women with mustaches and peach fuzz, but I wish I did so I could say that.
You gotta mess around with some older women. Yeah. Like a nice 50-year-old, a 45-year-old, like Angelina.
Yeah. Johnson, you want to get rid of that mustache, you got to suck this dick. That's so funny. My friend's laughing.
Okay, so you believe in this, you follow through with this, you continue to stay committed to eating pussy as a tool for growing facial hair. At what point, because now it sounds like you're pretty convinced that isn't the case. At what point do you jump off the eating pussy for facial hair train?
Well, through my own trials and like I still can't grow a beard. So I'm 34 now and I've tried to grow a beard for the last year. And I can grow everything around, but it's 2 patches on each side that don't. You know what? I've had these patches for a long time, right?
Yeah.
I've tried to grow a beard before. I've even subconsciously was eating pussy and probably went, like, like, I don't know when I did it, but I'm sure I have.
That you just tried to dip your face in the juice to access more beard growing activations.
I'm pretty sure I have. Like, in my late 20s, I've probably thought about it mid eating pussy and went, and so, damn. But I'm off of it now. It's not real, and we need to, and it's still around. We need to, each generation is passing it to the youth. Like, it's a nigga right now telling the young nigga, you need to go eat some ass too.
Yeah. And so you feel like, if I'm hearing you correctly, you feel like this is something that you are not going to hand down to another generation. You're not, if you hear some old dude telling some young cat, this is what you need to do, are you going to be that dude who interrupts like, no, look at me?
Yeah, absolutely. No, get in your books, go to school. Don't waste your time because it ain't going to happen. It's all, go to the barber, get the barber to run the clippers through your face. I'm definitely going to be that old dude that's trying to kill that myth of that. It's like when you split a pole with somebody and they're like, no, come back. You're gonna break up the, I'm definitely that guy.
And you're gonna be like, no, the pole shit ain't real. The pussy eating ain't true. All of this is a fallacy.
Yeah, you know what? I believe in splitting the pole more than I believe in eating pussy. That's because I've went through a whole pandemic with like, I'm gonna let my facial hair grow, and nothing. Damn.
Let me ask you this, because I do think that this is an interesting layer that I know for sure was never addressed when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. What do you do for a person who is gay or queer, who doesn't eat pussy, or at least, isn't eating pussy at that point, and they still grow facial hair? They want to grow facial hair. Does dick sucking do it too? Or is it strictly a heteronormative rule of law?
I think it's just I haven't even thought of. Are you saying if gay niggas want to grow a beard or they just have it?
Yeah, if a young gay man is 14, does he have to eat pussy for his beard to grow, or is that does he have to sacrifice his actual like commitment to who he is in order to grow his beard, or can he go suck a dick and earn that same beard.
But, hey, kid, you gotta go take some biotin or something. Like, I don't know. I'm not gonna tell her, hey, go suck some dick to get a beard. That's wild. Hey, you gotta suck a dick to grow some beard. I don't know what the gay men do to grow their beard. I don't know a lot. You know any gay men that's trying to grow a beard?
I gotta assume Alex. Alex seems like he's trying to grow a beard at all times. What's
Alex
he
English?
doing?
No, Alex English is growing a ball spot. He needs
Sure.
biotin, sure. Oh shit, he gonna tear me up for saying that.
He don't want us to know, but yeah, we see you balding, Alex. It's
we
all
see
good.
you, bro. We see you. But I think every nigga's tried to. I did buy biotin. Am I saying that word right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I brought all the beard oils, literally during the pandemic. I think I done it all, and I bought the Rolly thing. So
oh shit! With the little spikes on the end of it. Does it hurt? Is that a painful thing?
No, it's just like a little pinch, and you do it, and then you put the oil on. I've spent $65 on a beard kit, bro. Like it's bullshit. I can't. I've given up. I've accepted my patches.
Yeah,
and all the pussy that I've eaten over the years is all fake. Literally, probably in 2020, that's when I was like, all right, this is fake.
You just been doing charity puss this entire time, just giving away free pussy eatings with no payoff other than I guess a lady who likes you more than she would have otherwise.
I go home and I see the girl and I always bring it up just to annoy her. Like I see her random places like, hey, remember I used to eat pussy in 10th grade? Like she's married with 2 kids. And we just got this back and forth. Every time she sees me, she knows, because I don't run into a lot, but I go to Philly and we run into each other like at an event or something, and I say that shit, and she just go, "Oh my god!"
I love that. I love that as like just a memory that you share with this person. That like
I'll never let her live it down. She took advantage of me.
She took advantage of me.
I was a failing 10th grader. She did help me pass though.
Helped you. She didn't help you do excel in this space, but she did help you make it through.
She did tutor me, and the pussy was always after.
Okay, good. Yeah. So, carrot at the end of the stick. She's doing the right thing.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you this, and this will be my last question before we go to break. What do you think in terms of your family? Is your dad a man with a thick beard? Is he able to grow a beard? Do you have siblings that are able to fill in these spots?
My brother and my dad definitely have beards. And my dad has a good gray beard that he has. And my brother, full black, he's getting a little salt and pepper now, full black beards. Yes.
So it truly is just you where this is falling short in your genetic lineage.
Absolutely. And my mom used to go, I used to tell my mom, because this was the thing. I told my mom, and she pointed out, like, oh, you got a little, and then she go, oh, that's just stress patches. What you stressed about? Like, that's what she would just write it off as stress. And I'm like, I'm actually happy a little bit. Right. I don't know.
Like, I get to eat pussy every day. I don't know if you've heard, but
yeah, like she's just, it's just a little stress patches. Just stress patches. What you stressed about? Like, it's like, Mom, you don't get it.
That's not what's happening here. It's more complicated.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of men in my family do have beards.
A lot of them have beards. You do not, and frankly, we don't know why. We this may just be the Reggie Conquest curse, or there might be something more scientific behind it.
I think because I moved out of Philly. Maybe I don't know. I should have. That might have been the curse.
You needed more of that Philly water to really like percolate in your body to help finish you off.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it is.
Heartbreaking if true. All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to be back with more Reggie Conquest, more My Mama Told Me. And we are back. Yeah, we're back here with more Reggie Conquest, more My Mama Told Me. We're still talking about that infamous conspiracy theory that you'll grow a thick, healthy beard if you put your face in someone's mound. And it turns out, for Reggie at least, that's not true at all. Do you feel like if you start to grow a beard now, if suddenly those patches that you've been referring to this entire time start to finally fill in, you'll be at peace? Do you think that's the difference maker for you finally being able to rest like Thanos?
Absolutely, yo. I be like, I just cut it off recently, right? And I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna give it another go. Like I'm gonna see how far I can go this time. I'm still actively using the roller. I don't use the oil, but I'll still actively use the roller and brush my face. Cause I'm like, it's so bad, bro. Cause sometimes I look in the mirror like, oh, I see a little, like I still do that. So it's like, I think it would put me at peace if these patches grew in. And, I can turn to the side and it not look crazy.
Yeah. I will say, first of all, I think you have a better beard than you're giving yourself credit for. I think
no, bro.
The patches, they're very clearly bald patches. I'm not going to play you and say that but I will say that with a good fading from a barber, they can make it look like that's some like sexy shit you tried to do on purpose.
One time my barber, he did a great job on it.
Yeah.
I like it blew me away because I really was like, yo, it really looked like I got a beard. Like I was really excited, but he has never done it that cool again. Like he can't. Oh,
I hate that.
Yeah. Like one day he was just on and he never got back to that.
That's heartbreak. I always hate, because there are those days and we all experience it where your barber fucking nails it, where you're just like, dog, do this every time. And they are artists in the same way that we are artists, in that like I've had sets that I'm never going to be able to replicate.
Yeah.
And that was just the day where I was on point. The crowd was perfect. Everything was aligned in a way that, a nigga's beard got lined up perfectly for this dude.
Never again he got it.
Damn. That's heartbreaking. Let's talk through some of this research, because I do think some of this is actually, frankly, going to be a little bit disappointing to you, because as it turns out, this theory is not as false as you want it to be. That I did some digging, and I similarly thought this was complete bullshit, but it's more complicated than I think a lot of people are giving it credit, but I'll explain. Testosterone, the hormone that is sort of most common in men, the one that men are most commonly associated with, is the hormone largely responsible for beard growth. And as it turns out, one of the best ways to increase your body's testosterone is either through sex or through the promise of sex.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Apparently,
I thought you was going to say squats. I'm about to say, I thought you were going to say you got to, because I'm a squatting motherfucker. I know I be squatting. So I'm like, because that builds your testosterone too.
Yes, so you're absolutely correct. It's not just squats, but any physical activity apparently is helpful in building up your testosterone. And also eating a healthy diet and better hygiene are both things that apparently can help with the testosterone boosting.
Now, my diet is trash. So that's something that I have never completely worked on. Like, maybe you about to make me like, because that's the one thing that I've never changed.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the missing.
That's that puzzle piece that's sitting on your face. Is just eating more grapes and less French fries. And
right, that's gonna have me in my head. I'm like, all right.
Like, do you really want this beard or do you really want this milkshake? These are the questions you're going to be asking yourself.
That's gonna make me start from scratch. Like, I'm gonna cut this stubble off, hire a nutritionist, and then go from there. Like, that's gonna make me start all over again, bro.
Yeah.
Because when I read the squats thing about testosterone, because I was doing some research, just like I've struggled with weight for a long time. So the testosterone from squatting, that's all I be doing.
Yeah.
Like, I want my testosterone low, but I never thought it would. Okay. All right.
Yeah. It's a weird thing that apparently just exercising increases your testosterone, and then the better we're treating ourselves, apparently our testosterone as men seems to rise. Now, that isn't necessarily enough to transform your entire facial hair situation. They say basically that like it can stimulate growth, but it's stimulating, and this is the catch to all of this, it's stimulating growth of body hair in total. So men are more likely to grow hair on our faces, but it also means that like we could end up, you increase your testosterone, you're growing chest hair, you're growing back hair, you're growing hair on your gooch. You know what I mean? Like it's hair everywhere.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not a hairy dude, so I always put that on. Like, oh, that's why I can't grow a beard. I don't have hair on my chest. I'm not the hairiest. I've been told I'm not hairy. So it's like, I'm not that hairy.
See, I am completely hairless on my upper body, and then I'm hairy as fuck on my lower. Like everything below the belt is fucking wild down there.
Okay.
So you know what I mean? It's weird. Everybody's body is different, but it turns out, your body's going to kind of at least have a reaction related to the way your body hair grows in relation to you eating better and treating yourself better.
Hey man, that's going to make me start from scratch. That just gave me hope. Like a little part of me thinks by the time I'm like 45, I'm going to have a full beard and I'm going to be in the best shape of my life.
I think it's possible. If you really are down to commit yourself, you could grow that beard the way you want to. Here's where it gets a little complicated, is that they also say that while these things can have an effect, it is not the ultimate decider in whether or not you grow a thick beard. Ultimately, the decider in whether or not you grow a thick beard is genetics. That's the end of the sort of conversation in all of this. If you have a family filled with thick beard people, then you're probably going to grow a thick beard. And if you don't, you're probably not.
Yeah, you know what? I've heard that with like hair, right? Like I have a nice head of hair, but I always wear a hat. But they always go, "Well, how's your mom's hair or whatever?" And I go, "I don't know. My mom wears wigs, but my dad is bald." So
yeah,
they always equate it with. I never understood that either.
So apparently, as I understand it, whether or not the balding gene, I guess, is passed down through your mother and through your mother's father. So your mother's father is a better gauge of whether or not you will go bald rather than your own father, if that makes sense.
Or my dad just went bald. I think every that boomer generation just all, because my dad will just start shaving his head.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't start going bald. He just started shaving his head. He's bald now.
Yeah. So for years, similarly, I thought, because my mother's father, who I never met really, but this was her dad, I would see like pictures of him and shit, and he was always bald in every picture. And so I just assumed that he was bald. And then I ended up talking to my mom one time about it, and she was like, "Oh no, John wasn't bald. He just opted to shave his head because he was like hot or whatever." It's like, oh, they came from a generation where niggas didn't care about haircuts that much. So they did what they wanted to do with their scalps.
Yeah, absolutely. I was tired around walking. My dad got the cream on his head and he just shaving it off. And I'm like, all right. But now I'm like, he should just do that. Like, he could have had hair.
He just volunteered to be bald.
Yeah. That's something that's not tolerated now. Like, I don't think people like bald niggas. Like,
no, and if you are, it better be because you had to be, not because you just opted into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so genetics are the biggest determinant of how this goes, which explains why, and we know historically there are plenty of examples. People like a DJ Khaled, for example, who has been so outspoken about not munching on puss. Truly, there hasn't been a more vocal person historically. It also is able to grow such a thick, healthy beard.
His shit be well, he has a beard, but sometimes I see beard and I go, that's a lot of Daheem on them, or on that on that face. I can't stand that. My barber tried to do that one time. He's like, "You want the daheem?" I'm like, "No,
Yeah,
I don't want that. Like, let
no.
me just rock this patch. I'd rather have a patch to put the daheem on me."
Yeah, I don't like when it's too lined up to the point that it starts to look like it just looks fictitious. Like I kind of want to
Yeah.
look like I could still have a reasonable conversation with you and not
Yeah.
feel like I'm flexing. You know what I mean?
Those beards, really, dudes used to get that in high school. Come in with the dye and all that. And I go, ugh.
Yeah. It
But
reminds me of, and we're the same age, so I'm sure you remember this. There was that period in high school where like getting a fade with a perm was real like popular and shit.
yeah,
Where like
yeah,
everybody, like every Diddy and Loon and all them cats, like
yeah,
basically were like it was almost finger waving their fucking like
yeah.
Caesars, and it just was a weird vibe where we're being too cute for my taste.
Yeah, it was. I remember dye was huge in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Putting dye in your hair, and you know the do rags, and it was huge. Beards wasn't even a thing. I don't even think as beards. I feel like beards have grown like over the past 10 years, where it's like you gotta have beards. Are cool, 6'4" beard, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I've never had this pressure of wanting a beard. I've always been the goatee guy. You know.
I like that you feel like this is pressure. Like
This is pressure, bro. This is serious, bro. This is serious. All this shit going don't matter, nigga. If you don't got a beard, you ain't with it, bro.
Damn, like you being attacked. So whatever's happening in your inbox is wild, bro, because this got you stressing in a way that I never anticipated. Okay, here's where things get even more interesting, because we talked about the testosterone being the way that you potentially can up your chances of growing a beard. But where it gets even more complicated is that an overproduction of testosterone, then turning into DHT, another hormone in your body, can actually be the thing that leads to hair loss. You know what I'm saying? Which implies that there is the chance that a person could eat too much pussy and find themselves bald headed, I guess with a beard, but certainly no longer the full headed person they were before.